Speaking on the BBC's Princes and the Press, columnist and broadcaster Rachel Johnson said that the royal family is still part of a very patriarchal and hierarchical country. She suggested that some journalists prefer Kate because she is not political and doesn't open her mouth very much in public. She said, "There are women journalists, who basically say Kate is perfect, she's our English Rose. They have a perfect template of what they want a royal female to be, not political, doesn't open her mouth very much in public, who makes very short, scripted speeches on very safe subjects. Whereas Meghan Markle will talk about period poverty. She will talk about racism. She will talk about female empowerment. These are trigger subjects in this country, where the royal family, despite being led by the Queen for 70-odd years, is still a very patriarchal, hierarchical country." Meghan Markle has recently faced controversy for speaking out against the lack of paid parental leave in the United States, writing a letter to Congress lobbying them to introduce the measure. She wrote, "Paid leave should be a national right, rather than a patchwork option limited to those whose employers have policies in place, or those who live in one of the few states where a leave program exists. If we're going to create a new era of family-first policies, let's make sure that includes a strong paid leave program for every American that's guaranteed, accessible, and encouraged without stigma or penalty." Besides, Mr. Barlow is a guest on the Jonathan Ross Show on ITV. On the program, the singer will perform his new festive duet "How Christmas Is Supposed to Be" alongside royal family star Shirley Smith. There will also be music by rock icon Sting. The former Police frontman released new album The Bridge last week. In 2018, the band played the royalty variety show, and before the performance, they were filmed chatting with Prince Harry and Meghan. Harry was caught deep in small talk with Take That members and marveled at the fact the boy band had formed 30 years ago. Then, in what was an awkward exchange, Mr. Barlow turned to the Duchess of Sussex and said, "He's been on one of our records." Meghan touched her hair awkwardly before politely laughing, as though she didn't know whether the former X Factor judge was joking. In response, Mr. Barlow added, "We're serious." Harry then chipped in to confirm the Take That singer's story, saying, "In Jamaica, wasn't it?" Mr. Barlow then replied, "That's right. He really is on there." Meghan's eyes widened, and she then said, "Oh my goodness, you learn something new every day." Though it is uncertain whether the Duke of Sussex sang on a Take That track, he played the tambourine on Sing. The song had been written by Andrew Lloyd Webber and Mr. Barlow and was performed by artists across the Commonwealth to celebrate the Queen's Diamond Jubilee in 2012. To write the song, Mr. Barlow even visited treetops in Kenya, where Her Majesty had been staying when she discovered her father had died. The song was presented to the Queen in May 2012. Mr. Barlow and Mr. Lloyd Webber gave the monarch a framed copy of the sheet music and then performed the track to her. The song rose from number 11 to number 1 in the UK singles chart in its second week of release. It became Mr. Barlow's first chart-topping single since his 1997 hit Love Won't Wait. Actor Riz Ahmed, who gained international acclaim 2 years ago for his performance in Oscar-winning film Sound of Metal, will join Jonathan Ross for a chat. Meanwhile, controversial television presenter Jeremy Clarkson returns to the show alongside comedy writer and actor Stephen Merchant. Mr. Barlow achieved huge success in the 90s as part of Manchester boy band Take That. After an acrimonious split in 1996, amid tensions between Mr. Barlow and the enigmatic Robbie Williams, the band reformed 10 years later to release their fourth studio album The Circus. The album, recorded without Mr. Williams, was a hit, and in 2010 the Stoke-born singer rejoined the band to release Progress, which at the time was the fastest-selling album of the 21st century. While riding their second wave of success, Take That rubbed shoulders with A-listers and royalty.